everyone, Mercury here with today's message. So what do I have to say today? I want to talk about the Pluto and Mercury cycle. The Pluto-Mercury cycle started December 30th of 2021. Now, this cycle is heavily tied into the Convoy, the Emergency Act, Rolling Thunder, James Topp arriving at Parliament, Canada Day, and even Pat King being released on July 18th of 2022. And yeah, so this cycle continues. So that is one of the big reasons why I want to talk about it, to give us some foresight on what's coming ahead, as well as reflecting on what transpired already. Okay, so the one thing that troubles me, however, is the start of the cycle, December 30th. I Googled this date to see if there was any major news. I typed that date in Facebook to see what posts were put out and that sort of thing, and nothing really caught my attention too much. So really all I have to say about this date here, I'll point it out here. Okay, Mercury and Pluto both at 25 degrees, making a conjunction in Capricorn. All I could really say is this is the time of year where we're coming to the end of the year. We're reflecting on the year that just happened, So it's a very mental time, Mercury, the mind, where, we're thinking about all that kind of stuff, and we're letting go and ready to start a new Pluto. Okay. That's really all I have to say about the beginning of the cycle. Now, when we move forward here, we're going to see that all the other dates are heavily connected to all these other aspects of what's going on: Convoy, Emergency Act, James Topp, Pat King, all that sort of stuff. Okay. I am also going to speak about the sun, because the sun shines and brings light to certain things, and so that is actually going to be the first date that I bring us to, is January 22nd and 23rd. I'm going to put it to the 23rd because it's a little bit more exact. We have Mercury and the sun both at 3 degrees. So the sun is shining light down on Mercury. And yeah, so there's a message coming to light here. And so if we go, and what happened on the 22nd, 23rd of January, well, that's when the convoy actually started and left British Columbia heading towards Ottawa. So, Mercury also rules transportation. In the sign of Aquarius is large groups of people. So, large groups of people had a message that was coming to light. Okay. Now, on the 29th is when the convoy arose in Ottawa. So we have Mercury here and Pluto now conjunct at 26 degrees. Okay. So that message has come to Pluto, the plutocracy, the powers, to be in the sign of Capricorn, our institutions, our foundation. It could even be our traditions. Okay. But yeah, so this message has come to the powers, the plutocracy, the rulers of our institutions, and we're wanting a change, we're wanting a transformation sort of deal here. Okay. Now, we can go and look here at February 11th. February 11th, Mercury now has gone direct from his retrograde and is transiting Pluto once again at 27 degrees Capricorn. This is where Doug Ford, the powers in our institutions, called an emergency act, and it's also when Trudeau threatened to implement the emergency act. So sorry, Doug Ford called a state of emergency, and Trudeau threatened the emergency act. Let's just go up a couple days to the 14th. Mercury is still in Capricorn, still in a loose conjunction to Pluto, but this is where the emergency act was called. So you could see Mercury still in, the institution releasing this message, the powers within that institution anyhow, and then Mercury leaves Capricorn this same day into Aquarius. Okay, so now what date do I want to go to? I want to go to April 2nd. Let's go like this. April 2nd. Now, why did I want to talk about April 2nd again? I forget now. April 2nd. Oh, not so much importance, but Mercury is transiting the Sun here again in Aries. And all I can see for April 2nd was in North Bay, the truckers got together and there was a rally, a sizable enough rally, but it seemed like there was really nothing for a period of time. We were kind of, the Emergency Act and the violence that took place thereafter was a lot for us to take emotionally, mentally, all that kind of stuff. So we had to process and really allow some of those energies to settle in. But here I feel is where, we kind of came back into light, refreshed anew, right? Aries coming a step back into the movement. Now, later on this month, come the end here, what date do I want to go to? The 29th. The 29th, what's going on? Mercury in a trine to Pluto. And this is rolling thunder, took off around here. Do I still have that date brought up? Rolling thunder, yeah, April 30th, May 1st, basically right in that time frame of the 29th. The 29th, them probably taking off and arriving, around that time. So from here I want to go to June 30th. Now June 30th, what's going on is this date doesn't have so much to do with Mercury and Pluto. This has to do more with the moon opposing Pluto. Now, the moon was opposite Pluto, I believe, on the emergency, when the Emergency Act was called, and the moon is back at this position. So, sorry, I guess I didn't really need to include this date in this video. I felt like maybe there was something, but Mercury at 20, um, he's not really doing much besides making a square to Neptune, which basically Mercury is the mind, Neptune the ether, but Neptune is confusion, something hidden, you know. So we're not really sure. There's maybe some things that aren't completely clear. Anyhow, sorry, this date, I thought, for some reason I thought it was involved in this, but apparently it isn't. But let's go now to today, which is July 18th. Pat King is being released today, and we have Mercury and the Sun in a conjunction here. Mercury actually passed the Sun. It would have been a tighter conjunction yesterday. However, it's still in conjunction, and it's opposing Pluto. Mercury at 27, Pluto at 27. So remember, this started, okay, the Mercury transiting Pluto is when the Emergency Act got called, if I'm correct, right? Well, the first time was the truckers arriving in Ottawa. The second time was the Emergency Act being implemented. And now come the opposition, and we're seeing some results come to light. Okay, and that's Pat King being released. Something that I should have also mentioned is that the convoy started in December during Capricorn season, where the new moon would have happened in Capricorn, and we just had the full moon in Capricorn happen when a week ago or so. And so yeah, a lot of the Tamara Leach court date, I think on the 14th or something, that happened was the Capricorn full moon, I believe. There was something with Pat King too. Anyhow, we can see the connection. Now where I want to go to is August 22nd. And Mercury enters a trine to Pluto. So Mercury's in his last third of the cycle. So, this is right in the heart of Leo season. It's a highly manifesting time of year. Mercury himself is in Virgo. Mercury likes being in Virgo. A lot of details are coming. We're gathering all the details, really, of everything that kind of happened over the year. Let's go now to September 26th. 1 month later. Now Mercury has retrograded back into a trine here with Pluto. We also have a new moon happening in Libra. So this is kind of a good sign. Venus also rules Libra, and Venus and Mercury kind of catch up and travel together now for a little bit, I believe. So, which is kind of cool. Venus ruling Libra, Mercury the mind. So, yeah, Libra being about Lady Liberty, justice, right? Setting the balance of justice. And here we got a new moon starting out, so that's pretty cool. And then October 7th, October 8th, Pluto goes direct, and Mercury is still in a trine here to Pluto. Let's just go back one day here. Yeah, the trine is perfected on this day. I feel like for some reason though, an event might more so be on the Saturday the 8th, as Pluto now is direct. Now I'm just going to bring you here for a second. Pluto retrograde, okay? So he started on the 29th of April, which was, yeah, you know, that was something I forgot to speak about, I think, earlier. I brought us to the 29th. That was Rolling Thunder. I did mention that, right? Rolling Thunder took off and headed to Ottawa. So we can see that that's also when Pluto went retrograde, was right there when Rolling Thunder took off. And October 8th is when he goes direct. Now I'm going to read this caption down here. This energy will begin to resurface old wounds and emotions that have been dormant for months. Our feelings will be hot and cold as well as deep. So, polarizing feelings, deep polarized feelings. The other thing I want to point out about this here is Jupiter. Jupiter is in opposition to Mercury. It's also because the moon transits Jupiter here this day. Some hours later, the moon transits Jupiter. So we were just talking about deep feelings, right? The moon is feelings, and transiting, entering Aries and transiting Jupiter. So Aries is new, and Jupiter is the biggest planet, so it's expanding. So we want to emotionally start something. Emotionally big is starting out, or we're just wanting to emotionally start afresh in a big way. Okay, October 8th. Then we have November 14th, where Mercury is in his final sextile to Pluto, connected to Venus, so that Lady Liberty, justice, and the Sun is also close. Mercury would have just passed the Sun a few days prior to this. Let's actually look at that. Mercury transiting the Sun on November 8th at it's too far to really be connected to Pluto. I'm getting a lot of messages coming in here. My video is almost done. November 14th, then December 27th, I guess Mercury goes retrograde again. There has to be more for me to have written it down, which is almost a year later from when this all started. Mercury at 24, Pluto at 27. So Mercury is just about to finish the cycle. However, Mercury goes. There we go. I was looking at Venus for some reason. Yeah, Mercury on the 29th goes retrograde. For some reason, I wrote 27, but maybe I wrote 29 and the 9 looks like a 7. Mercury goes retrograde just before transiting Pluto. It's kind of neat how Venus and Mercury were sort of in a conjunction. Venus caught up to Mercury, and then Mercury decided to step back while Venus goes forward. So, Mercury, to me, I view Mercury as representing Venus and Mars in a way. Mercury is the twins. It's the sign, the planet that rules Gemini. Gemini being the third sign that's following Aries and Taurus. Aries, Mars, Taurus, Venus. And then the twins. So who are the twins? Well, the twins are Aries and Mars and Venus. That's also why they usually view Mercury as hermaphrodite, neither male or female. He is kind of both of them and the polarized energy. But anyhow, so perhaps this has to do, with Mars, some of the passion, Mars being in Gemini. Okay, so and in retrograde. So our passion, our steam to move forward, our warrior is not ready to transit over Pluto just yet, even though our values are ready to have some kind of transformation. And now to really fully bring us to a year later, right? This all started I said it started on the 30th or the 29th of 2021, yet I didn't really see any relevance connected to everything that was going on. But however, now this following date on February 10th, which it was February 11th when Ford announced a state of emergency and Justin Trudeau threatened the Emergencies Act. And this is where the cycle finally ends of Mercury transiting Pluto, the final transit. It's opposing Black Moon Lilith, interesting enough. So, yeah, I feel like October 8th, we should be planning something. At least a worldwide rally, maybe something along the lines of Rolling Thunder again, or what have you. I really think October being where Pluto goes direct again would be a good possible time to, Then again, something's going on then. Okay, Mercury. I'm just gonna take one last look at that date, October 8th, 7th, and 8th. Where is Mercury? Yeah, the moon was transiting Mercury is opposing the moon and Jupiter. Oh, and is in that trine. So Mercury is involved in the October 8th. It's the last third part of his cycle. There's still the sextile that happens on the 27th, which is the last quarter of the cycle. Or no, wait, yeah, last quarter. And then 14th would be probably the last eighth of the cycle. Anyways, October 8th. I feel like we should mark that on our calendars. We should prepare. We should plan something, for this might have something to do with the courts even, okay? Because now we got all the details to bring this message back to the powers in the institutions. I really feel like if you've watched some of my other videos, Mercury at this degree is known as a degree for the rise and fall of civilizations. And I did a reading even with the birth chart, Canada's birth chart, and I really feel like there's a change going on in the powers of the institutions. The institutions are crumbling, and a new. I feel like the people are coming to hold the power in these lands. It may not be completely evident yet, but that sort of thing is winding down. So that's my video anyhow for today. Hope you guys enjoy it. I understand astrology. I wish I could make it a little bit more joyful because it can be dry and stale to listen to all this stuff. I want to point out the fact that these events are all happening in a divine timing, and that's what I use astrology for is to see that it's all in alignment, which brings me a deep sense of hope for the future. And that's what I have to share with you guys today. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'll talk to everyone soon. And October the 8th, something is going down. Okay, I think we need to make it go down. Okay, cheers. Bye.